The Lorax by Dr. Seuss.
At the far end of town where the crickle grass grows, and the winds blow slow and sour, and no birds ever sing excepting old crows, is the street of the lifted Lorax.
And deep in the crickle grass, some people say, if you look deep enough, you can still see today the place where the Lorax once stood, just as long as it could before somebody lifted the Lorax away.
What was the Lorax and why was he there? And why was he lifted and taken somewhere? From the far end of town where the purple grass grows, the old onceler still lives here. Ask him if he knows.
You won't see the onceler. Don't knock on his door. He stays in his lurkum at the top of his store. He lurks in his lurkum corner of the roof, where he makes his own clothes at a muffled move.
On special date midnights in August, he peeks at its center. Sometimes he peeks until the Lorax is lifted away. Tell you perhaps if you were willing to pay. 15 on the end of a rope, he lets down a tin pail, and you have to put 15 cents in the shell of a great-great-great-grandfather snail.
Then he pulls up the pail and makes it careful count to see if he think him the proper amount.
Then he hides what you've paid him in his snub, in his rubulous glove.
Then he grunts.
I will call you by whisper song, for the secrets I tell are for your ears alone.
Down, slough, to whisper my phone to your ear. The old onceler's whispers are not very clear, since he has to come down and surgically hose, as if it sounds small as bees run up his nose.
Now I'll tell you.
He says, he's sounding great.
How the Lorax got lifted and taken away. It all started back, such a long, long time back. Way back in the days when the grass was still green, and the pond was still wet, and the clouds were still clean, and the songs of the swami swans rang out in space.
One morning I came to this glorious place. I first saw the trees, the truffula trees, the bright-colored tufts of the truffula trees. Mile after mile in the fresh morning breeze, and under the trees, I saw brown barbaloos frisking about in their barbaloo suits, as they played in the shade and ate truffula fruits.
Yo, happy!
Alright.
From the rivulous pond came the comfortable sound of the humming fish humming while splashing around.
But those truffula trees, all my life I've been searching for trees such as these. The touch of their tufts was more soft than silk, and they had the sweet smell of fresh butterfly milk.
I felt the great leaping of joy in my heart. I knew just what I'd do. I loaded my cart, and in no time at all, I had built a small shop. Then I chopped down a truffula tree with one chop. And with great skillful skill, and with great speedy speed, I took the soft tuft and I made it a thneed.
The instant I finished, I heard a gazump. I looked and saw something pop out of the stump of the tree I had just chopped down. It was sort of a man. Describe him? It's hard. I don't know if I can. He was oldish and brownish and shortish and bossy, and he spoke with a voice that was sharpish and bossy. Mister, he said with a sawdusty sneeze. I'm the Lorax. I speak for the trees. I speak for the trees, for the trees have no tongues, and I'm asking you, sir, at the top of my lungs.
He was very upset as he shouted and puffed.
What's that thing you made out of my truffula tuft?
Look, Lorax,
I said.
there's no cause for alarm. I just chopped down one tree, I'm doing no harm. I'm being quite useful. This thing's a thneed. A thneed's a fine something that all people need. It's a shirt, it's a sock, it's a glove, it's a hat, but it has other uses. Yes, far beyond that. You can use it for carpets, for pillows, for sheets, or curtains, or covers for bicycle seats.
The Lorax said, Sir, you are crazy with grief. There was no one on earth who would buy that old thing. But the very next minute, I proved he was wrong. For at that minute, a chap came along. And he thought that the need I knitted was I laughed at the Lorax.
You poor silly guy. You could never tell some people will buy.
I repeat, he said. I speak for the trees.
I'm busy.
I said.
Be quiet if you please.
I watched across the room, and in no time at all, I built a radio phone. I put in a quick call. I called all my brothers and uncles and aunts, and I said,
Listen here. Here's a wonderful chance for the whole once forever to get mighty rich. Get over here fast. Take the road north of it. Turn left to Weehacken. Sharp right as South Stitch.
in no time at all, in the factory I built, the whole Once-Word family was visible to well, all they need is just a busy amphibious to the sound of the chopping of truffle trees.
Then, oh baby, oh, how my business did grow. Now chopping one tree at a time was too slow. So I quickly invented my super axe hacker, which whacked off 4 truculent trees at one smacker. We were making thieves 4 times as fast as before, and that Lorax, he didn't show up anymore.
But the next week, he knocked on my new office door and snapped.
I am the Lorax. I speak for the trees, which you seem to be chopping as fast as you please. But I am also in charge of the brown barbaloots, who played in the shade in their barbaloot suits, and happily lived eating truffula fruits. Now, thanks to your hacking my trees to the ground, there's not enough truffula fruit to go round, and my poor barbaloots are all getting the crummies because they have gas and no food in their tummies. They love living here, but I can't let them stay. They'll have to find food, and I hope that they may. Good luck, boys.
He cried and sent him away. I, the one who felt sad as I watched them all go.
But business is business, and business must grow. Regardless of crummies and tummies, you know.
I meant no harm, I most truly did not.
But I had to go bigger, so bigger I got. I bigger my factory, I bigger my roads, I bigger my wagons, I biggered my loads. So the things I shipped out, I was shipping them forth to the south, to the east, to the west, to the north. I went right on biggering, selling more needs, and I bigger my money, which everyone needs. And then again, he came back. I was fixing some pipes when that old nuisance Lorax came back with more gripes.
I'm the Lorax.
He coughed and he whipped, he sneezed and he snuffled, he snargled, he sniffed.
Once, sir.
He cried with a truffle's croak.
Once, sir, making sick the smog and the smoke. My poor swanny swans, while I can't sing a note. No one can sing who has smog in his throat. And so,
Said the Lorax.
please pardon my cough. They cannot live here, so I'm sending them off. Where will they go? I don't hopefully know. They may have to fly for a month or a year to escape the smog you smogged up around here. Bye. What's more,
Snapped the Lorax. His dander was up.
let me say a few words about gluppity glup. Your machinery chugs on day and night without stop, making gluppity glup and sloppity slop. And what do you do with this leftover beer? I'll show you, you dirty lunchroom and you. You're glumping the pond where the humming fish hums. No more can they hum, for their gills are all glummed. So I'm sending them off under fierce fury. They walk on their fins and get woefully weary. In search of some water that isn't too smeary.
And then I got mad. I got terribly mad.
Now listen here, Dad. All you yap, yap, yap say bad, bad, bad. Well, am I right, sir? And I'm telling you I intend to go on just what I do. And for your information, you Lorax, I'm biggering, and biggering, and biggering. Turning more truffle trees into needs, which everyone needs.
And at that moment, we heard a loud whack.
From outside in the fields came a sickening smack of an axe on a tree, and we heard the tree fall.
The very last truffle tree of them all. No more trees, no more needs, no more work to be done. So in time, my uncles and aunts, everyone, all waved me goodbye. They jumped in my cars and drove away under the smoke-smuggered stars. Now that all was left to meet the vast-glowing sky was my big empty factory, the Lorax and I.
The Lorax said nothing.
I-
Just gave me a very, very sad backward glance as he lifted himself by the seat of his pants, and I'll never forget the grim look on his I just couldn't guess. That was a long, long ago. But each day since that, I've sat here and worried away. Through the years when my buildings have fallen apart, I've worried about it with all of my heart. But now,
Says the Winston.
now that you're here, the word of the Lorax seems perfectly clear. Unless someone like you hears a whole awful lot, nothing is going to get better. It's not. So, catch!
Calls the Winston. You let something fall.
It's a truffula seed. It's the last of them all. You're in charge of the last of the truffula seeds. Plant a new truffula, treat it with care, give it clean water and feed it fresh air. Grow a forest, protect it from axes that hack, and the Lorax and all his friends may come back.